Hello, I'm Solstice, and tonight I'm here with Tilly. Tonight we're watching the Brisket Bombers versus the Triggermen. So, prospect tonight. Big game for both of these teams. They're both very close in the standings, and the midfield competition for prospect has been extremely fierce this season. So, these teams are focused on playoffs right now. The season's coming to an end. So every win matters at this point for them. So, on paper, these teams are only separated by about 11 rounds. So it's going to be a close one tonight, and I don't really think there's a clear favorite going into this. So do you have any thoughts going on to this, Tilly?
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see what these two teams are able to come up with. Do we have an idea of what map they might be leaning towards? What are the favorite maps? Okay.
No, I'm still doing pick bands at this point, but as soon as we find out what map they're going to, we'll go on it so we'll be able to talk a little bit about it. But let's talk about their stats at this point. Both of these teams are 3-3. HG is at a negative 13 round diff, and Cow is at a negative 2. So these teams are extremely close in the rankings, and with the other teams in the tier, AVI is the only team that separates them at negative 10. So these teams are going to want to win, and they're going to want to win in a convincing fashion. But it looks like it's going to Inferno tonight. I can't say I've seen their previous performances on this map, but Inferno has been known to be a map that goes to overtime a lot. So
Yeah.
if this match is as close as I think it's going to be, there's a very good chance we see overtime.
Yeah, and especially with the changes to Inferno with CS2, even though they're slight, I feel like there are some adjustments that both teams will have to make, just compared to how it looked on CSGO.
Yeah, and with Inferno, it was a visual overhaul mostly. There's really not much that changes about the bones of the map, but just with the way utility is used in Counter Strike, everything is visual. You look at a dot on the wall and throw your smoke there. So really, you have to relearn most of your util on that map. So going onto this map, you want to hope that these teams are prepared for it because you can't just go in there like some other maps on CS2 and hope that your lineups still work. So
Exactly. And even going in, what do you think? I know sometimes it's favored as a CT side. So for both teams going in, what do we think they're hoping to get out of a T side? How many rounds do you think they should be trying to get?
I think Inferno is very dependent on the teams. I wouldn't really call it CT sided or T sided. You can have games where your CTs are going to win 9 rounds on the half, and
Hmm.
both teams are going to do that. Or you can have teams where they're going to do 8, 10 rounds on T side. Just because of the nature of the map and how difficult retaking is, a lot of the times you just give it up. So it's going to come down to if these teams can just get those kills on the site take, or if they're going to fall back and play retake and save. Uh,
Yeah. Do you
it's
have
just
any? I was gonna say, are there any players you're looking for a strong performance?
let me take a look. I didn't see any players that stood out to me, but in truth, I didn't take too close of a look. Let me see here. Yeah, unfortunately, not really anyone I recognize on Cow. Let me take a look at HG. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not too familiar with this prospect here, but do you have any opinions on these rosters going forward?
Yeah, me neither. I'm not too familiar. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see on Inferno who's able to step up.
All right. Uh, Producers are putting 6 players in the server, so hopefully the next few months we'll be able to get going here. But I think prospect is a tier that's a lot about teamwork.
Hmm.
So in these lower tiers, it's really about which teams are going to have the best fundamentals. Uh, at times, it can look very basic. They're not really hitting too many impressive shots. They're not throwing any crazy util, but they're
Hmm.
doing what they need to. They're hitting the shots they have to. They're throwing the basic smokes that are just getting them in the sight. They're flashing. So I think the teams that are going to be the most refined with just their teamwork and their basics are going to be the teams that really succeed into here.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we just got some interesting news from our producer. So Cow is subbing in tonight a player that reportedly plays on a Steam Deck normal. They're subbing out the player that plays on their Steam Deck. So that's an extremely interesting way to play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I can't even imagine getting used to that. That must have been a whole.
There's a beautiful chicken right there for us. It looks like we're starting out on the CT side pistol round for.
Okay, so we're seeing the T rush up banana pretty aggressively, and they're taking site. We were able to get one pick, so now it's a 4v5, and we see the CPs rotating pretty quickly. They do have sight. Let's see, bombs getting on right now. Let's see if they can get the bomb down, but Zaru is able to get a kill from CT, and the bomb is planted. Right now, it is a 4v3, and we have two players coming from CT, all three players coming from CT. We get a kill on Church from Gfro, and it'll be interesting. Okay, so the two players, one coming in Church, all four T's are on site. Now it's a 2v3. Okay, we're able to gun down both players, so it looks like the Brisket Bombers are taking round one on T side, right? So going into round two, what do we think the strategy should be from the CT side to try and get, try and stop the Brisket Bombers?
I'm of the opinion that on CT side, if you just lose the pistol without getting many kills, you just full save. You don't buy anything.
Okay,
You
yeah.
really want to maximize the amount of guns you can get in as soon as possible on CT side. So I think
So
that's a good move for them to save.
Yep, they're doing a full stack on B, and we see currently two T players rushing up bananas. So, they'll get that information. We were able to get 2 kills from the CTs, so the rest of the T side is going to be rushing up banana, and then soon the CTs are realizing that the players are gone and rotated. The bomb starts to go down on A site. We currently have one on site, and he's leaving. Then we have both CTs coming up through mid, or 3 players, and then one's taking the long way around. Okay, so we currently have, it's a 2v3. One of the CTs is all the way out in T-spawn. He has an AK, looks like he's saving.
Already.
Yep.
That might have been a bit premature. This round looks extremely random. Maybe not a lot of confidence going into it, playing it a bit too safe. Ultimately, not a terrible decision, but the way it shook out, could have potentially won that round.
Yeah, definitely a much safer choice going into round 2, especially with the 2 picks that the CTs got right off the bat. But the CTs are able to save 2 AKs and make it somewhat expensive for that T side that Ts will be able to buy. So we're seeing full buys from both sides, and it'll be interesting to see what they have planned. Okay, so we're seeing a 3-2 split, 3 defending on A, 2 going B, and it looks like the two sides are just rushing upstairs. They're going to try and take Nana, but a couple mollies keep them stopped. Okay, Yakin is able to get a pick, and so is Evan. So that's huge for the CT side, able to get 2 picks right off the start, and they're just letting them, push and take banana, or CTs are holding banana for a push. There is some util, but it looks like one player's already going round to T-spawn, so it'll be interesting if the player in T apps and them catch each other.
Yeah, and that was some well-timed util from the CT side, A bit surprising that the T side wasn't ready for that. Very standard, but...
We got up, and it looks like Yakin has taken the knife away from Hizaru.
That's just something you don't do. That's not how teammates do each other.
I'm curious what the comms are there, if anyone's getting a little angry that their knife is taken away. It's always pretty exciting, definitely, to have that trigger discipline. That guy was realizing that the T was not seeing him, and he's able to sneak up from behind.
Yeah, and even though that their teammate got 2 kills on the banana there to trade it out, it was still good for him to wait there. He probably didn't need to wait as long as he did. He obviously wanted the knife.
Yep.
But if he follows him through, the T's are not going to be looking back at their teammates. So if he
Yeah, so
doesn't get those 2 kills, it just sets him up for the round win.
yeah, absolutely. So we see a lot of T's taking apartments. The CTs are splitting that same 3-2 setup. We have one player all the way back at stairs. They seem to be spamming up banana just to try and make some noise. We have Bomb coming out of apartments right now. We have Zaru getting 1 kill. Does he know the second one's going to be there? Up, he sees his head. He's able to get right out of the way and get that second kill. So now that they know where Bomb is, they're communicating that. We see one player from CT side rotating through spawn. Up, and Simba's able to get a pick. The guy was not even looking at him. So I wonder what he's going to do with this M4. Some spans through the smoke, got a nice headshot. So this might be a call to save. It'll be interesting to see what he's able to do, if anything, if the CTs are going to hunt him for that gun.
Yeah, I think on T side, you really just want to focus on doing damage to the account. You know,
Yeah, and
the
Yaka gets
CTs
that
had
kill.
won 2 rounds in a row now, so maybe, yes, 2 rounds. But Nady's on 4,000 buying into this round. Yakin is at 3,000, so even though Monk and Hazaru are in better places financially, uh, it's still a knife's edge for the CT side. So I think it's a very rare case that you really want to save on T side. So I think him going for that kill, more kills there, even though it didn't work out, I think that is the right move for him.
Yep. So again, we have one T player back in spawn. We have a couple people at the bottom of banana. Let's see. It's still another save round for the T's. It'll be interesting to see. And a nice nade, able to do a lot of damage to the T's. And again, we're just getting some spam at the top of stairs. So we see the CTs pushing up apps a little bit, trying to take some space. I'll be curious to see how quick until they run into each other. Nice spray from Hizaru. Nice pick from Captain Isano. Got a nice pick, and he's taking arches. We see one of the CT players rotating through spawn. And a nice op shot. Let's see. Up. And the op is down. It'll be interesting to see if Nade 23Y picks it up at the end of the round. And again, those T's are just saving on pistols. Okay, so
Yeah,
we have
and
the
the
T's
T
coming up
side
banana.
are seemingly unprepared for these nades coming down banana. That's 2 rounds in a row that they've really just taken huge chunks of damage without being able to return any.
Yep. We have Yakin just hiding in irons, waiting to see. He sees bomb. He's gonna let people know. The T's do get one down. We have Evan in spawn, keeping an eye out, making sure. And Evan's down. Simba has an AK. He's planting the bomb. It'll be interesting to and he's able to get that
Great
pick. A
shot.
good recovery from the T's, and he'll get the bomb down for an extra 300. And
That
the
was a
score is
fantastic
3-2.
shot from Simba. I think Nadesy playing it a little bit too safe there. After he gets that kill on his teammate, he's probably not expecting him to be out so fast. So,
Exactly. Yeah. And it was
different situation. That's probably a good move. But 9 seconds on the clock. Once he's off that bomb, you want to just tuck, delay as much time as you can. So, seeming a bit conflicted about what he wanted to do there. And it didn't end up working out for him.
Again, we have T's two pushing up apartments. One bomb still back, bottom stairs. Let's see. We have Switch pushing up top mid. Some Utel up, and they get the T's get the kill. Top mid. 5v4. We have Hizaru on the porch. Up. Nadesy gets the kill arches. So we still have 3 T's top mid. Not a lot of contact so far. It'll be interesting to see which. We have all 4 T players up, and Harazu is now dead. Up, and then the T's have 2 picks. They're getting the bomb down, and the CTs are rotating through spawn. And right now it's a 4v2.
Yeah, and right now this is absolutely a save for the CT side. It seems like they're getting in positions where they might want to go for an exit or two, but that is not your priority right now. If you take a look at the money, 900, 350, 600, 150, 100. It's just like I was saying, one lost round and they're already on the brink of financial ruin. So
Yep.
smart move from them to run back and save. They should really just tuck, not give them anything. Kills look great on the scoreboard, but deaths are going to ruin your economy.
Yeah, and with the new bomb noise, we'll see that these Ts are going to save their gun, not really hunting a little bit. They're working their way down mid, and we have the CTs saving those two M4s back on B site.
Yeah, and if the T side really wanted to rub salt in the wound, they could have gone on that hunt. Leave one on the bomb site, just tuck them somewhere, maybe in apps, and then just run after those guys.
Yeah, and
Sometimes it's surprising just how little the money the CT side really has. So they
mhm.
might not have read that, but when you have money on the T side, you generally want to be hunting.
Yeah, we do see Nadesy with the FAMAS, and with those two M4s, Quick Molly Banana will hold off the two terrorists trying to work their way up Banana. And we see the terrorists are a little bit more relaxed, I'd say, than they have been in previous rounds.
Yeah, they're definitely playing farther back on the map, which I like. And that tells me that they might have, or actually, not sure where I was going with that, but they're definitely playing a bit more scared this round. They're not playing two together on the A site, but looks like they're just trying to work a pick right now or just dig in the sites. A little bit of a
So,
gamble going on towards B, which looks like it might be the right choice.
yeah, they definitely took some space Banana. We have one player rotating through CT spawn. Monk is rotating to A site. So I'm curious if we'll get some lurkers, try and make some noise to get the other CTs to rotate. We do have one gun at the very least, and looks like he's rotating. We have some util out on B site, so that way Evan knows that he's going to need to stay. Have Yakin, sorry, down and Evan down. So those are the both M4s on CT side. So we have one FAMAS and one pistol. At this point, it might be worth just going for exits to try and get some money out. And Harazu is getting that AK, and Nadesy is down. Right now, it's a 1v4. Harazu has the AK and working
Yeah.
his way towards bottom Banana.
And that's about as clean as a take as you want. They go in, they get to two headshots, they get the bomb plant, and they get squared in straight away. So that's a really great take from the T side. It wasn't free either. Those were the two players with the rifles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're working. Looks like T's are looking a little bit to see if they can find him. Get that AK out of the CT's hands. They're checking spawn, but they're not looking in the kitchen. And Brisket Bombers are going to take the 5th round. Now, there's 5-2 straight through the wall, but
All
no
in the wrong
damage done
places.
there. Yep.
Yeah, and it looks like the T's are gaining a bit of confidence on this half. They went into this just getting chunked down by the utility damage, but it seems like they're just brushing that right off, getting right into it, not being afraid to take up those close angles, even though they might get nades rained down on them.
Inferno seems like such a map of momentum, and the momentum definitely seems to be with the Brisket Bombers. We're going to see a 5 CP rush nade down Banana. We have Razu, and right now 4 CTs are down for the count. Razu's able to get one pick before getting traded. Quick round. Quick 6th win for the Brisket Bombers. So CTs do have money here, so they should have a full buy. We have the op with Monk, M4s for the rest of the team, and plenty of util to go around.
Yeah, and I think that op needs to do something early in this round just to slow the T's down. The T's have really been playing off their momentum and just going straight in and playing unafraid. So,
yep, and just like you said, we get action from that op. 2 op shots from the T side, so it'll be interesting to see if they take A off of that. We do get a kill up Banana, so they're going to know that there is one player B, and they get those 2 picks off A. We currently have Brazu Arches rotating down the library with that op. Keeping an eye on site. He sees one, gets the shot off. Now he's switching to see if the T side will be lurking up through arches. Second shot, op down. Bomb is down on site. We have Simba lurking up. And Harazu again with a 3rd kill this round. Now 1v1, Yakin's lurking up through the smoke, and G-Frack gets a very good final kill. Definitely the
And
CTs put a little bit of fear in the Brisket bombers that round.
and that's just so tragic. Hizaro doing so much there, getting 3 kills, pretty much single-handedly putting them back in that round, but it just doesn't work out. Yakin a little bit too slow on that flank, maybe a little bit too noisy, but that's just a heartbreaker. Now they're back on this eco, and this half is just spiraling out of control for the Triggermen.
Exactly. The util is broken. We're doing another 5-stack on B to see what they can get. A good frag doing some damage to the terrorist side, and we have all 5 CTs just hanging out on B, seeing what they can get. We have the T sides lurking up mid. They don't know that no one's there, but if they do a little bit of investigation, they might realize that they can just take site for free.
Yeah, and I think it's not a terrible move for them to stack B site here. At this point, it's really just getting away from them, so they're just trying to get some confidence booster and just anything to get them back into this round.
Yeah, especially with the pistols, it's so important to be playing off each other, and they will get one player down and get that AK. We'll see what they can do with it, but now the Ts know that A side is pretty much clear, and we see the CTs rushing to A side as fast as they can. Bomb's still not down. Just as I say that, they're getting it down. The CTs get a nice pick. 4v3, but remember, 3 of the CTs are still just on pistols. Switch misses the other side. CTs are defusing. We don't know if they... Oh, it looks like the CTs are going to get the defuse, so a very nice save round from the Triggermen.
Yeah, and that was just what they needed to stay alive in this half. It was just absolutely spiraling away from them. Their economy was just in shambles seemingly every single round. But converting this is huge. They saved 3 rifles over into this, and their economy is just completely rejuvenated.
So we'll see the CTs with a full buy. And again, the Ts still have a decent amount of money to buy into this round. They're going to have full set of util. Everyone's going to have some AKs and an op.
Yeah, and I think it's the same story going into this round. The op for the CT side really needs to be doing something. Brisket Bombers are just playing such aggressive Counter-Strike, and they're not using all that much util on their initial takes. So I think this op can post up on an angle and really do some damage.
Here we get 1 kill from Bonus and 1 from Monk. So right now it's 4v4, which sometimes does favor the T side. Bomb's still top stairs. We have a couple... who is that? We have Captain Insano. He's kind of lurking top mid, seeing if he hears anything, just holding for any aggressive plays from the CTs. We get some util down on B. And we see the Ts working their way up mid. This looks like it's going to be an A hit with some noise made by Conan on B site.
Oh, but it looks like they're going for the B rap instead. The CTs are buying it on the A site. They have no idea they're going CT. You can only hope that those calls come out for them.
So their T's working their way through CT, and Conus doing a good job diverting attention. So G-Frag is going to get that op shot. They're going to know that they've been wrapped around. Monk with a great shot. Yakin, another. Right now, it's 3v1. The T's were in control, but the CTs were able to get back.
Yeah, and Monk having a very rough start to this game, so I think that 3K with the op is really going to do him favors going into this. Your op starting down 1-7 is not what you want to see. It's the most impactful gun in the game, and if you're going to have a player whose sole job it is to hold it, they need to be putting in respective performances to that. But that round really pulling his weight and pulling them out of the fryer. That CT wrap really could have been disastrous for them, but good communications from the A-site players and a good read from Monk to immediately go and post CT.
Definitely agree. Another great nade and op shot from Monk, and a nice Yakin there to support with the AK. Right now it's a 5-on-3, kind of shaking the T's. They're not sure what to do. Looks like they're going to try and take some mid control, but right now they're just stuck at the bottom. They know the CTs are up at the top of Banana. Got a nice smoke to get some extra control, and then we have one lurking Brazi, or Hezer. Gotta correct me. What's that? I know I've been
Uh,
mispronouncing. And with
like,
that,
okay,
the CTs take the final round of the half, so it's a 5-7. Very close. We'll see what they're able to do on T side. Right now we have Hazaru leading the pack. He's 17-6. Definitely had a lot of great plays.
yeah, and when a player is going 17-6 on the half, that's not the team you expect to be down at the start of pistol round. So that's a bit unexpected from him. It looks like Needsy's a little bit behind in the start. But Monk really coming alive in the last 2 rounds of that half. I guess he woke up, got a little bit of warm-up in, and now he's ready to go. So hopefully he can keep that going onto the T side and help the Triggermen recover.
Yeah, and we'll see on the T side, they decide to do a full rush up mid. They're currently archers. We'll see if they decide to go B. We currently have the two CTs rotating to A site, and we get G-Frack with a kill library. Bomb's going to go down on A site, and right now it's a 3v3. Nadesy with a little bit of damage. We have G-Frack coming, trying to take some space up on site, and we have 2 kills up, and all 3 T's go down. G-Frack with the defuse.
Yeah, and G-Frack just having some nice crosshair placement there, just waiting for them to run right in and tapping their heads off. Really just dismantling the T's on that round. They thought they could just run them over, but G-Frack was not having it. But they get the bomb down, so not all hope is lost, They got the kills. 3 players can get a Galil and some util. 2 players can get a Galil and no util or Mac 10s. So force buying into this is absolutely the right choice, not just because they're down in the half, but because keeping the CT economy low is your #1 priority as the T side.
Exactly, and with the CT, I feel like we're going to see a lot more of these SMG forces with less rounds, and also the eco being a little bit different. It's worth it to try and get that second round. So we got a pick. So right now it's 5 guys still alive on the T side.
Yeah, and the T's leaning pretty heavily towards B here. They have a lot of control up Banana, but they're smoked off at the top of it. So I think the right move here is to just throw a bit of util here. Maybe not commit to this site.
Yeah, maybe a pump fake. Okay, we see a smoke go down for CT, and Simba's backing up on site. We have Switch on top. He just drops down. And it looks like the T's are trying to go up mid. Conan F with the kills with the XM. Yakin taking space. They have arches. There's one CT still in church, and it looks like the T's are going to decide to try and inch B site. Simba's looking around. He knows he doesn't see anything, and right now we have Conan S working up Banana. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to find Evan before they get on site. Right now he has an XM, so not a lot of range on that, but he's getting very close, and he gets the kill. They're going to know that these are around the corner. And again, Conan doing a lot of great work with that XM. Not sure how many kills that was that round, but definitely helped contribute to the team.
Down to the wire plant.
And so 1v1, we currently have Simba back in CT spawn. Nadesy with a Mac 10 is going to finds an M4 that's at his feet. Simba sees him off to the right. Now Nadesy's got decent hold here. He knows exactly where Simba is. Simba's working his way up. Nadesy just holding, waiting. He sees the shoulder. And Simba gets the kill. And gets the defuse just in time.
Yeah, and even though this looks like it's going to be close, they do get it. Yeah, and even though that doesn't end up being a round of loss for the T side, coming down to the 1v1, the CT side is broke now. Conan can drop some rifles or a rifle just because of kills. Ooh, looks like he's opting for the AWP instead.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Again, those kills with the XM really, helping put some money in his pocket. And we see that GFAC with the SMG. On the T side, we see one MAC-10 and some pistols, and got 4 of them going up towards apartments, or I'm sorry, 3 of them. That Molly doing some damage. Maisie's already down with Simba. We got at Rush Apartments, Captain Insano, with that kill. And we're gonna see the T's scattered out a little bit. Not the setup necessarily you're looking when you have just pistols.
yeah, and a
Again,
little
we have
bit disjointed there from the T side. They had a plan which seemed to just be going there fast, take the contact apps, but they were just a little bit too far apart, a little bit too scared. So they just end up going down one by one with not a lot to show for it.
we have
Putting
we have Switch and GFRAC still on B site. The T's still just lurking in apps, waiting for some contact. There's one torch. Evan gets the trade. And by then, we're gonna see both CTs rotating off B. Hazaru with a kill. Let's see if they're able to get bombed down. It'll be good for their eco, but the CTs know exactly where they are. They're going to finish them off and get that defuse.
Yeah, the T side really has just been on the verge of success so many rounds now. They've been getting on the site, getting the bomb points, but it's really just been coming down to a few crucial kills, just getting caught looking the wrong way, getting a bad timing, or just straight up losing a fight. So
Yeah,
even though they've been losing this, it's been close. They've been in these rounds, it's come down to the wire. So they just need something to push them over the edge, whether that's Monk with the op now getting an opening pick or Hazaru just having another great round. Someone needs to just do something to get them back in this game. It's not quite out of the reach yet. 10 to 5, it's still extremely doable. But they
exactly.
need to get the ball rolling sooner rather than later.
Nadesy, aggressive up banana. They get the opt-down carb from Evan, but Nadesy loses out his gunfight. We have 2 T players coming up banana. The CT's splitting up, 2 on A, 2 on B. And same with the T's. We have 2 up banana, and then 2 trying to take space in apartments. Bomb towards A, but he seems to be backing up. They seem to be gonna go for a B hit over here.
Yeah, and GFRAC is very low, 4 HP. They have 2 Molotovs and an HE. Any one of those nades placed properly can just take them right out of the round. But the CTs are placing another player over here. So they've been showing a lot of presence here for a long time. So you would have to think that they'd know they'd be rotated in by now.
Yeah, we do have that one up, and just like that, Capisano is getting that kill,
Yeah,
and it's a
now
3v3.
now is not the time to be rotating off there. If that was the plan, you need to be doing that way sooner.
Yeah, we have Simba with the trigger discipline. He's able to get that one kill. Doesn't see the guy behind him. And
Evan
Bomb
saving
is
his
going
teammate.
to go down. Both CTs rotating from mid. T's have good control. GFRAC still very low. Now it's 2v1. Both very low HP.
Yeah, but GFRAC opts to pick up the op.
They got him falling down on site. He switches to the M4, and with that, Evan is able to get the pick and win Triggermen the round.
That's
Very
an ace
good.
round from Evan. That's exactly what they needed. And look at the economy now. GFRAC is the only one with any amount of money on this side. So that put them straight back in this half. They'll hopefully be able to convert this one and maybe another one off the back of it. So that really was exactly what they needed.
Yeah, big shift in momentum, because once that eco is broken, you gotta capitalize off of it. So we're gonna see a 5-man rush down from CT, and they're able to get one pick. Evan with the trade. They picked up some guns, so great
That is
save round
disastrous.
from the CTs. Definitely not what you're hoping for if you're the Triggermen. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that is absolutely disastrous for them. They needed the conversion off of that. 7 to 10 is a lot more appealing than 6 to 11, just in sight, sense, and scoreboard. So there's just seemed to be a lack of decisiveness coming from the Triggermen here. They don't seem to know exactly what they want to do. They're a little bit floaty, and that round seems to be a little bit of a tilter. two players leaving spawn late straight away.
Absolutely. And even the CTs, they're getting guns for free, so a really great round from them. We're seeing some fighting up top mid, pick from each team. Monk low, Nadesy also low. We see Monk with an AK. Zaru, Yakin, and Nadesy just with pistols. Monk with a deagle kill. That'll be great. Simba gets another kill. Yakin getting the bomb down. It's a 3v2.
Yeah, and just like that, they're back into this. The war of the ecos keeps going on. Force buys into this and they win it, and they just keep going. Looks like the CT side is opting to save here, which is absolutely the right move. The
Yeah,
economy on multiple of their players is just not looking great.
yeah,
That's a
those guns are definitely going to be very helpful going into the next round, especially with a game like this. You're up 6-11. It's important. You only need 2 more rounds. You want to try and get as much momentum as you can into the next round, even if it's a save.
yeah, and that's a massive lifeline for the Triggermen. You never want to be playing for overtime.
And Monk dies to the bomb. Yakin takes a lot of damage, but still has the op. They're kind of walking past each other. Okay, so we see, again, drops on the CT side. Getting the M4s. Some guns shifting around. We have 4 AKs and an op. We'll see if Monk's able to do anything. Get some early picks on this round.
Yeah, and we've yet to see a pause coming for either of these teams, but I think there's been plenty of them to talk about for both of them. Some
Very.
big losses, some big wins for both of them, so neither of them wants to be the one to fire the first shot and just slow it down. They both want to keep playing these fast, aggressive styles and just keep slugging it out. But at some point, I think it's going to do the Triggermen better just to take a second and calm down, figure out what they want to do, and plan out the rounds a little bit better.
Absolutely. A plan of attack, especially on T side, is very important. We have 3 T players sitting up top banana, 2 sitting bottom mid, kind of waiting, seeing what info they can gather, see if the CTs are going to push, if there's any aggression, as they have been. But the CTs are cool, calm, and collected, just waiting. They're not giving the Triggermen anything. They're waiting. They want the Brisket Bombers to come to them.
Yeah, but the CT side knows exactly where they stand right now. They know they're in control of this game. They know they can just play patiently. They don't need a lot. 2 rounds is all it's going to take for them. They can eke that out any way they can, and they're deciding to do it just in a passive, slow way. Let the T side run into them, play off each other, get those flashes out.
And we're going to get that rotate from Captain Instano. Yakin with a kill of Conan. Yakin with a second kill through the smoke. Bomb's going down. G-Frack spamming through the smoke. And the bomb is down. We do get a rotate from all CTs. G-Frack kind of by himself right now. Might be worth a save, and it seems like that's what the CTs are going to do. G-Frack can get out, save that M4, and he can. We have all T players. They're not hunting. They're happy to get the round.
Yeah, and that's another very smart call from the CT side. It seems like they have a good sense of where the economy stands for them. A lot of the time, it's hard to get your players just to be disciplined and not go for the round. Because, sometimes you just get stuck in that mentality that every round is winnable. But sometimes it's just not. The CT side had no problem accepting that this time around. The Triggermen up on 8, and this comeback is on. 3 rounds on the side, but they're plugging away. They keep going. That's all you can ask for them.
So we'll see. Again, we're heading into round 20. It's 8-11. T's dropping bomb. We'll see what kind of space they take. You have Nadesy rushing up banana, trying to take some space. G-Frack holding a little bit behind. Captain Insano boosted up flower pots. We're going to have 2 T's up banana, taking some space, which is definitely important on the T side. Just gives the team a little bit more options as to what they want to do. We have Hizaru up in apps, exploring. We have Simba looking to arch. It'll be interesting to see if they peek each other, make any contact. We do have the 4Ts up banana.
Yeah, and I
Molly
really
down.
like this setup from the CT side.
Yeah, they see the Util coming down. They know their people top banana, and it's just a matter of
Oh, that
CTs
timing
be able to
worked
get
so
any
well.
entries. Yeah,
And he calls the
heavy
rotate
damage
off.
down to Evan. Yeah, we've
That's
seen.
such a crucial call from Hazaro. He hears that guy rotate off and calls it straight away to his team. They know that there's just going to be one less on this A site, so they opt to go for the lesser of two evils here.
Yep, and we get a kill from Pit. They know that CT's hanging out there, trying, and he gets a second one, delaying the bomb plant. A third one, delaying the bomb plant. Okay, finally we get that switch down.
They just took
2v1.
10 seconds and they can't seem to find the bomb.
And they do get the kill.
That could have been
Zaru
absolutely
with
disastrous.
Zaru's play was definitely vital. The information he was able to get, and obviously that final kill was huge. The round score is sitting at 9-11.
Yeah, and it seems like the Triggermen's plan going into this is just to slow it down, see if someone can hear a rotate going on, and then go to the site. Which, it's basic, but it works at any level, If a player's not there, simple as it sounds, they can't shoot you. And the Triggermen just masterfully rotated straight off there.
So we do see some aggression from Switch, pushing through apps, waiting to see if he sees anyone. Again, we have 3 T players, bottom banana. They're throwing a molly, which will do some damage to Nadesy down. And it's a 3v5. Brisket Bombers looking to get a 12th round over here. And just like that, it's a 5v2. Switch very low with 5 HP. And Yakin and Evan are just bottom banana.
Yeah, and
You
the
have
Brisket
Cone
Bombers really
and
smartly changing up pace there. They played the last 2 rounds very slow.
you get Conan with both kills, and just like that, the Brisket Bombers take their 12th round.
Yeah, they played the last few rounds just so slowly and patiently, and they saw it wasn't working. They changed it up. A lot of times, it's just so easy to get yourself into that rut of just doing the same thing over and over. But the Brisket Bombers managed to break themselves out of that, throw some smart aggression early into the round, and been rewarded for it.
We see the Triggermen with 3 AKs of Galil and a Mac 10. And we have one CT just hanging out in spawn. We have 2 CTs up. Evan gets a pick top mid, or top banana. Monk down very low. Nadesy with a kill. We have another kill on B. So we see the CT players rotating off of A, and the T players, we have 2 on B site. They're picking up bomb. Bomb is way, way back, but they do have good control. Again, it's a 5v2. They're not done yet.
Yeah, and the T's just have absolute free reign of the entire map. Probably could have figured that the CTs would have rotated in B, so they could even just gone A there. So going for the safer option of just going B, but just picking them apart one by one that round works out great for the
Very,
Triggermen. Keeps
very
them in this
important.
game.
We see the Brisket Bombers just saving. Definitely the right call here. You're only 1 round away. 2v5 is unlikely, even if there is some heavy damage done to some players. You just want to save these guns going into the next round and hope that you're able to close it out.
Yeah, and it looks like the CT economy could have taken a blow. 2,800, a little bit low on Switch, but they might have been able to go for this and get a few kills. But if not the next round, it'll be the round for overtime.
Yep.
So again, just smartly saving into this, showing some discipline.
Again, Yakin looks like he's going. Oh, and we see our first tactical timeout from the Brisket Bombers.
Yeah, and with how close this game has been, it's really surprising that it's taken this long for the one to come out. So you do have to wonder what the Brisket Bombers are going to be talking about here. They throw some guns over to each other, so they're going to have a buy into this. I think the discussion now is if Conan S wants to drop an op over or op himself and just go glass cannon. The op has been a big factor in this game, but not a lot of showing on this half. Monk had a huge past 2 rounds on the CT side, keep them alive. Some big rounds from GFRAC as well. So it has to be in discussion, but it looks like they opt to go for the rifle instead. But 10 rifles on the board, so no one's at a clear disadvantage with firepower here.
Exactly, and plenty of util on both sides. See some aggressive nades up banana. 2 T players rushing up. They're backing out. And then the Brisket bombers, again, they're just holding back B site. They're smoked off right now. And the T's are rotating up mid. We have Monk a little bit behind. I guess he's waiting to see if he can get any of the rotators. The T's are on site. We have Captain Insano down in pit. GFRAC and Conan, 2v4. It'll be interesting to see what they're able to do. And just like that, Monk gets another kill, and the bomb is planted. Conan goes down, and the Triggermen get their 11th round. So Brisket Bombers really looking to close this out, this round, or it's going to go into overtime.
Yeah, and they're on a low buy. They're going to buy up everything they can, but they're not going to really have too much firepower going into this. If Conan S, and I forget who the other one is, if they opted to save there, they would have had another buy here. Just because of taking that risk, though, a little lapse of judgment at the end, it's going to cost them this buy and just lower their chances even further. Unless the Bombers can pull something out, overtime's looming on the horizon more.
Up and tough molly from Simba. Conan's going to smoke himself off. Just standing in there, hoping that the T's walk around him.
And Captain Insano managing to keep it even.
Again, we have Conan just sitting in the smoke, patient. He knows they're close, but can't do much. And just like that, he gets taken off, and the T's are going to play some aggressive on B. We have Switch over there. The bomb's going down, and they have sight to themselves. The bomb goes down. We have Simba alone, pushing up. He doesn't know that Monk is right there, and just like that, we're going into overtime. Great comeback from the Triggermen.
Yeah,
they were down 6-11, right?
6-11. So great tenacity from them just to keep their heads in the game and keep just chipping away at the rounds until it's even. Not giving up there, that's the biggest thing, never counting yourself out and just always going for it. They lacked a little bit of decisiveness going into the start of this half, but it seems like that's all melted away. They know exactly what they're doing, exactly where they want to go. They're making great calls. It seems like picking the right site most of the time now. Let's see if the Brisket Bombers can adapt back into this overtime, get a little bit of a reset mentally and economically.
And just starting like that, we get the first kill.
The way to do it.
Another great frag down. Evan low, 40 HP. GFRAC gonna back up. There's some util. He has some support. And Monk is pushing up. He's deterred by the smoke, but bomb is coming up banana. And just like that, Amali doing a lot of good damage, down to 63.
Yeah, and right the CT side sends one more over, and looks like one more player is leaning towards the site, playing close to the. They have a good read on this now, and the CTs are in a good position just to pick up this round if they can keep their heads in the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how quickly or not Captain Insano decides to rotate. And just like that, the Triggermen, we've seen this a lot from them. They're taking the banana control, but then decide to duck out and try and go up mid.
Yeah, and just that little bit of presence is pulling that player away from A. Thinks better of it and goes back, but that was their opening.
Monk down on B. They're going to try and take A. We see Nadesy being aggressive with the op. Simba pushed out from Amali. And just like that, the Brisket Bombers take the first round of overtime.
Yeah, and that was a great job converting off their advantage from the Bombers. They get that op opening at the start of the round, and they play off it through the entire duration of it. So they know what they need to do now. I think Switch might be going for another aggressive play here. Maybe post up Mexico or go for a balcony pick. But I think just working that op in this half is going to be what's going to do the best for them.
Absolutely. And as you said before, the op has just made such a difference for both of these teams, whether they've had success or if they're missing those shots, it's costing them. Great molly, good damage done to Evan and Monk.
Yeah, a ton of utility damage coming out early in the round. That's something you come to expect from Inferno, but even 10 points of damage on a player is enough to put them in one-shot headshot for the A1s and A4s, so any little bit you can get can help, and putting the player down to 27 and 61 is just so much better.
And lots of smoke still on the ground, still a 5v5, although significantly more damage done on the T side, or done to the T side. And we see them grouping up top mid. Again, more damage done to Evan. The T's are low. Conan gets some contact balcony. And we see
but the T's are running into the more populated site here.
Conan flashed with some spray, doesn't find the kill. He does get the assist, and just like that, the CTs are able to take down 4 kills in just a matter of seconds. And we see Yak in there with the op, just looking for a pick at this point. And he gets one, hopping out towards top mid. And finally, that last CT player on B is going to rotate. 4v1. We'll see what Yakin decides to do. Currently with 1 kill. Switch holding. Simba arches. That'll be the first contact that we see. Yakin picks, and just like that, good play off each other. They're playing off each other's contact. 2v1, definitely best way to handle that situation.
Yeah, and that was very good from them. It's so easy to get carried away when it's in that 1v5 situation. Just, oh, I'll push him if I kill him. Great if I don't, my teammates will get it. But the Brisket Bombers are not having any of that. They're posting up and they're playing off each other's contact. That's a very discipline from them. Something you really like to see.
So we're seeing three CTs go to the B site. Again, aggressive util. Banana control is so important on a map like Inferno. And we see that 1 CT is already rotating back towards A. Some smokes down again. 2 T players up towards Banana, while 3 T players are up towards top mid.
Yeah, and the T side really just wanted to contest Banana no matter what. They don't care they're taking almost 100 points of damage across the team straight at the start of the round. They want that Banana control, and they're going for it. And, at this point, really hasn't been doing them too much favor in overtime now.
Yeah, Brisket Bombers playing very back on site. It'll be interesting to see how that serves them. And we have Yakin going, getting the bomb. And again, coming up mid, and Evan, who had been playing top Bananas, slowly backing out. He throws some Utah, wants to show some presence.
Yeah, and it seems the CT side has really wisened up to what Triggermen have been doing. They're not biting on this fake as hard as they have been. They're keeping their players there.
Exactly, and just like that, we get 2 kills, or 3 kills from the CT side, 2 on the T side. It's currently a 2v3 in favor of the Brisket Bombers. 2v2, and it's even! Just like that, 2v1, Conan is low, he has control of site, and just like that, the Triggermen win round 13. And now we'll be switching sides, going to the second half of Overtime 1.
Yeah, that was a bit of a panic-inducing one there. If it comes down to the wire, that really could have gone either way at any point in that round. But the T side managed coming out with it. So again, just keeping themselves alive, getting exactly what they need and nothing more. So hopefully this CT side is what they're going to be able to pull it out with.
We get a strong performance from Hizaru on the CT side. He's been, very pivotal to the Triggermen's success. 26 kills. T's playing a little bit slow, letting the CTs throw their util banana, showing some presence. Being dropped pretty close up. We've been seeing it, the T's leaving at bottom stairs, but it's up towards top banana, and CTs do get that first kill.
Yeah, Yeah, and bomb playing towards Brune here leads me to believe that this T side is just want to finish B. They have that one player up towards apartments, but aside from that, they don't really have much map control. CTs are still firmly planted up in top and N, and they are not budging. The one just got a nade dropped on his head. Looks like the T side thinks better of it and starts making their way back towards A. But this side isn't going to be any easier. If anything, it's going to be more difficult with the 3 players here.
Yep, and we see the quick op shot. Needy's smoked off, but we have Monk with the op. He's holding. Able to get that second shot. And again, Nadesy coming through the smoke, providing some support. And Simba down. It's 14-14.
And that is a beautiful, clean round from the CT side. No one going down, hardly taking much damage even. So that's a great way to start off their CT side. Monk, again, showing some confidence on that op, going for that swing. Hits a really nice shot on the player creeping up on him lane. Nadesy getting some impact in that round too. He's been having a rough game, only 9-20 in the overtime, but getting the kills when it matters is what this game is all about.
Exactly. So we see T's not showing as much banana presence as they have been in previous rounds. 2 of them are pushing up T apartments. Bomb's still back towards the site.
And the CTs seem to think they have a read on this. One player running back towards A early decides to come back, but that might leave his teammate out to dry a bit.
It'll be interesting. We have Monk with the op holding apartments. He's waiting, and we're gonna get some contact, and Monk gets that headshot with the op. We have 1T top mid pushing out. It'll be interesting to see what contact we're able to get. G-Frac running around. Currently a 4v3, and we have one of the CTs rotating over to B site.
And just look where these T players are. They're back at T ramp, right where they started the round. 3 people down, or 2 people down, and 1 player almost down, and they don't really have anything to show for it. I think the panic is starting to set in for them. Their game plan has fallen apart, and they're not really sure what to do.
And we see some smokes, and the T's are going to push out. Nadesy's calling out that he's smoked off and spamming through the smoke. We have Hizaru getting 1 kill. His 1 kill is left, and he gets the second, not the third, but definitely a great goal. Those 2 kills are going to be pivotal in the Triggermen winning that round.
And Monk is just feeling it now. He's running straight through that smoke and going for the no-scope. That's the kind of confidence you want to see on the op, and that's the kind of the confidence that's been missing from him almost this entire game. So I guess he decides that, no more overtime, we win now. So that's great from him.
Nadesy gets 1 more kill. We'll see him get the triple-double with 11 assists. So even though, it seems to be he's struggling, he's definitely having an impact.
Mr. All Damage, no kills. I've been there. It's a rough life.
I think everyone has. And the T's get a quick kill, top banana, but the CTs come right back with Yakin getting a shot through the wall. And we have 3 T's going up banana, but we have 3 CTs to match. We have that one... Zari's rotating off rotating off A. And we'll see if we have 1 T player at Insana rotating through CT. They don't know he's there. And he gets that kill, and just like that, the Brisket Bombers win round 15, and we're heading into double overtime.
Yeah, and neither of these players are willing to make any concessions. They're all just playing it for the win. No one is giving up. Partway through that half, the Brisket Bombers started to look a little bit lost, but they recover into this round.
Absolutely. So we'll see everyone getting another 10K to start this overtime 2, and we'll see what the players decide to do. So Muto up mid, misses the op shot, but G-Frac low, Conan at half health, just about. And again, we see the Brisket Bombers just hanging out bottom mid. They're in no rush to make a move. They're just seeing what they can get. We get Conan with 2 kills. That'll be huge, but they are mollied off. We see the CTs rotating, throwing a second molly, trying to hold them back just a little bit. Lots of damage done. Captain Insano very low. We see Monk, again, very confident, just walking through the smoke with an op. Conan going down. It's 2v4. Monk holding, about to get another kill. Just like that, it's 2v3. Monk plays dark. Nadesy goes down. It's just Monk. They see him. And Monk is going to lose that op. Brisket Bombers are going to win that first round of second overtime.
Yeah, and it seemed like the CT side was in a good position to deal with that aggression coming up banana. You know, the one player playing sandbags and one player corner. That's just an absolutely classic setup. But they just faltered in the execution there. They got might off sandbags, and the person behind the wall didn't want to swing with his teammate.
Absolutely. So again, Brisket Bombers winning by 1 round, but as we see, the momentum's been going back and forth. Both teams unwilling to give up.
Yeah, and really right now, no team looks like the favorite. They've just been slugging back and forth every round. Even though last round they lost, you know, the players are low health. Well, one more bullet, one more HE, and the round's over. It goes a different way.
Yeah,
This really
definitely.
has been just about as close as it gets.
Exactly. Okay, we see some smokes. We have 3 CTs over towards B, 1 Evan rotating over towards A. We have Captain Insano trying to take some space. Zaru with a frag. He's sitting in pit. But we have the T's coming up banana. Yakin gonna try and hold him off, see what he's able to do. He's standing in the smoke. The T's don't know he's there, giving Evan a little bit more time to rotate. We get Evan with a kill through the smoke. And just like that, the T's do get bombed down just in the nick of time. It's a 2v2. G-Frac holding. Evan and G-Frac. Oh, G-Frac
Oh,
with...
no!
Oh, what a way to
Oh my
lose
gosh. If
the
Navy didn't
round.
get that kill, he would have double killed himself and his teammate.
Exactly. That's gonna hurt for the Brisket Bombers, especially when they had such good control over the round up until that point. Even with Evan on the bomb, both were low. They easily could have picked him off and gotten a 2v1.
Yeah, and looks like G-Frac was putting in his NAN application. But, you know, Nadesy's saving him from a little bit of embarrassment there. Boy, that was a big play, just jumping through the smoke and getting those 2 kills.
Yakin getting the kill, but very low with 8 HP. We have Evan kind of pushing up. There's a molly. He sees Conan jumping over through the smoke. He's able to get that pick. 5v3. Triggermen in control. Again, we see the Brisket Bombers backing out. It'll be interesting to see what they do. CT's throwing some util down banana. And we see Brisket Bombers working their way up towards mid. Triggermen playing a little bit back. We have Nadesy holding over. He's going to make some contact, and he gets the first kill. Doesn't get the second, though.
Yeah, but Heizaru is just such a difficult angle to deal with, you know, running up onto site. This angle's almost always good for just one, and at this point, that's all he needs. So
Absolutely.
I would expect him to just sit there and hold it. Oh, not a lot Captain Insano can do here.
He gets 1 pick. Gonna be a good nade, do a little bit of damage, but Hizaro's gonna get the final kill of that round. 1 away from 30. Don't want to jinx it, but even Conan, great performance. 27 and 26 and 9.
Yeah, this overtime has been fantastic so far. The players are just unafraid. They don't care that it's down to the wire. You know, Yakin jumping through that CT smoke and getting the 2 kills, even though it's right down to the wire. You know, any round could put them out of this game, but he knows what he needs to do, and he does it with no fear. You know, we love to see these things. These players are just playing their hearts out, doing their absolute best, and not being afraid.
Definitely, and we're seeing only the second tactical timeout. We're in overtime round 2. Round
Yeah,
4 out of 6. Triggermen up 1 round. And they call
taking another
back-to-back
2.
tactical times out. They're
Yeah,
2 rounds away. What do you think
and
they need to discuss?
I think they need to discuss themselves more than they need to discuss Cal right now. They've been their own worst enemies here. They've just a lot of these times when it gets down to the nitty gritty, they've just hesitated, which gives Cal the time to react. And they just need to make a decisive play right now. They need to discuss where they've noticed the gaps in Cal's defense has been and just have the confidence to go at it full force. So I expect we're going to see Nady going for the pick. He has the best spawn for the op, so I think they're going to do just that. Maybe something fast up B this round.
We're seeing 3 CTs go B, 2 of them going to hold on A. Again, a lot of util done damage. Yakin down to 16 and sprays through the smoke. Evan's able to connect. Gets a kill. He's taking out Conan.
Yeah, and just like that, they run back towards A. That's exactly what I've talked about. They get that kill. They know that's going to pull a rotate. They're going to be a little bit more wary of that B site, and they immediately make the decision to go towards A.
Yep,
That's
Monk
the
and Simba catching a timing. Simba's walked around. Monk is up apps, and we're going to see some contact there. A lot of kills on the CT side. Monk able to return. They didn't know he was up there, and right now it's a 2v3 with Evan and Monk trying to get this round for the Triggermen.
Yeah, and that was a huge timing for Simba getting 3 there.
Again, we're seeing the Brisket Bombers. They're not a play to play back. With a pre-fire, he's going to see 2. We still have 1 player on B. They're going through arches and switch. It'll be up to him to hold.
This could be rough for them. Off is in the perfect position to cut this down.
Up, and they're able to get the op down, take control of B site, and they're planning the bomb. We have G-Frac coming up banana, and Captain Insano coming through CT.
Yeah, and they look like they opt to keep their rifles, which in this position, well, I guess they're just feeling confident on it.
And we have G-Frac mollied off banana. That's definitely going to push him back. And we have Captain Insano going through church. He's smoked off. Spamming through coffin, but no one's there.
And these T's just playing it absolutely perfectly, not giving an inch.
Exactly, and just like that, we're going to hear the new bomb sound, letting them know that it's 10 seconds, but it doesn't matter because the Triggermen are going to finish them off, winning round, getting their 18th round.
Yeah,
and right now, it's match point.
Yeah, and that's just such a shame. Missing those shots on the CT players coming up on him from B, he had just the perfect opportunity to shut that down. But maybe nerves getting a little bit to him, or it's just the mechanics being a bit rusty. It's just unfortunate for him, but as we've seen, they just keep slugging. I don't think they're going to let this get them down. They're going to keep playing their own game.
You see the Brisket Bombers playing pretty aggressive. Let's see. And he gets 1 pick, Simba. Is he going to get the second? They know. Oh, and he doesn't. Hazaro's is able to get the pick, Simba, but there is still 1 apps. I believe that's Captain Insano. T's spread out. And just like that, Spot gets 1 kill, spots another one top mid. And just like that, it's a 3v2. The Brisket Bombers are by no means out of it. We have Evan low at 38 HP, Nadesy at 87 with the op, and we see them walking up banana. Right now, that nade is going to signal one of the CTs to come back, who was originally rotating A. They're going to smoke off CT and see what they're able to get.
Yeah, and they have the double ops here, and that's just going to make this player up boost so difficult to deal with.
We have just like that, the Brisket Bombers win the round. Not over yet.
Yeah, and that's really interesting to see them go for the 2-op setup in the site take there, Usually the op is not the weapon you want going into the site first, but they opt for 2 of them there. And I really do like that boost coming out, leaving the 1 player there boosted up, knowing you have the man advantage. Most of the time, that boost is good for at least 1 kill. So really good planning from them just to leave him up there, hope he gets the 1 kill, and then play for the retake. Brisket Bombers coming in with a really solid plan in the round there.
We see some T's working their way up. Evans working their way up. Banana. We got 3 CTs on B holding sight. Let's see. The T's not playing too aggressive. They're held off by a smoke. Showing a little bit of presence. And Monk with the first kill. The T's are regrouping, seeing what they can do. We do have Switch watching top mid from Arches. Let's see if he gets any picks right here. And he gets, they lined up perfectly, but Hazaro gets the kill first through the smoke. Simba sitting on site. 3 people to the right, and he's able to get 1, he gets 2, he's blind, but does not get the 3rd. And just like that, the Triggermen will take the 19th round and win in a great face-off, 19-17.
What a game there. The Triggermen starting down pretty badly in the second half there. I think it was 6-11 at one point. Started down on match point 2. But really just keeping their mental in the game and sticking with it, seeing it all the way out through the end and making the comeback happen. Really well played from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Great performance. Even the double overtime loss got a sting, but you got to be proud of putting up that good of a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And with how that shook out, even though they took that loss, I believe there were 2 other 3-3 teams playing tonight. So I don't think they fall that too far out of contention. So, even though they lost, like you said, be proud of that performance. Keep your heads high. Playoffs is the goal. The regular season, that's just how you get to the playoffs. The real game starts when you get to playoffs. As long as you make it there, you're still in it for the trophy. And I'd say for all these teams, that's what they're playing for.
Yep, absolutely. Playoffs in a couple weeks. We got some double headers tonight, but definitely a good first game of the night,
Uh,
or only game of the night.
yeah, yeah, and just with how this game went with the overtime, most of the other games have already started, so this is going to be it for us tonight. Any closing thoughts, Tilly?
Can't be mad. Either side, definitely a great CS game to tune into, and I guess we'll just see what both teams have going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think that's a game where you can't be mad, but you absolutely are.
Yep,
Even though they played so well, it just didn't end in the favor. And just for one of those teams, it was going to be heartbreaking. And unfortunately, tonight it was Cow. But
yep.
they showed some great stuff tonight, and I think they're going to still do finish out strong the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely a lot of promise. Again, they're showing off their skills, just didn't happen to go their way tonight.
All right, but that's it from us tonight. I'm Solstice, and I was here with Tilly, and we will see you guys another time. Have a great night, everyone.
Have a great night.